Hey, it is your buddy Peace and Harmony with you here today. We're zooming in and focusing in on a very important concept when it comes to really healing successfully through a narcissistic or psychopathic, emotionally manipulative relationship. And that is realizing that the narcissist and psychopath are expert button pushers. By button pushers, meaning that they understand what triggers your reactions. What triggers your reactions and not your conversation. They are not open to dialogue, discourse, and having that interaction where you are heard and validated and resonated with. They are more apt to look at ways with which they can get you to come undone, to burst out at the seams, to get angry, to get sad, to get depressed, to feel belittled, and number one, to be feeling shame. And the narcissist gets an instant power rush when they are able to do this, because if they have the power to negatively manipulate your feelings so that you feel evaluated, judged by them as holding really like the measuring stick, the yardstick, the ruler, then they then become the ruler over you, your emotions, and oftentimes, rather than having a positive relationship or discussion which is not based on fear, they are going to be expert button pushers at really trying to evaluate where you jump, where you flinch, where you pounce back. They're going to really assess this, and this is how they get by in life. They have an insatiable need to overpower and overdominate, and that is how they feel positively about themselves. So they get pleasure out of this button pushing. And most people would not want to invite this sort of reactory behavior. In other words, they don't want to play the game. They don't want to get caught up in that net, in that sort of discourse. And the narcissist, though, or the psychopath, is a master at this, particularly the psychopath, because they do not have a conscience, and therefore they do not have really any sort of consequence that they feel remorse or regret if they have launched you into difficulty, struggle, embarrassment, or shame, or betrayal. They really don't feel bad. They don't have a sense of consequence, where most people would say, oh my gosh, I'm so sorry that I did that, or I'm so sorry I wasn't there for you, or I'm so sorry I missed your birthday or the holiday, or I didn't do this for the kids. They would feel some sort of remorse, regret, and then be able to kind of correct their behavior. So then you would be able to have a future in the relationship where you were not surrounded by so much of this button pushing, and it becomes more productive. So realize that these individuals, this is how they operate in life. This is what they do. So the key and the solution then is to look to what I call the horizon beyond the horizon. So their horizon, their outlook, their perspective is going to be banking or thinking that you're going to fall apart. You're going to fall prey to their pranks, their button pushing, their comments, all the insidious things that they do with their emails, their texts, their pictures, their body language, etc. They're looking for that pounce. They're looking for that reaction. They're looking for that, oh my gosh, from you. Don't give it to them. Period. End of story. Don't give them the props. Don't give them the oh my gosh. Don't give them the reaction. Learn to protect your gut, your solar plexus. Learn to contain yourself. Learn to keep a lever, an internal lever, where you do not react. And this might mean putting your finger over your mouth, putting your hands on your hips, putting your hands on your abdomen, making a fist, doing something where you are not flinching in reaction. Begin to deep breathe. Begin to look ahead to situations where you might be involved with them, or reevaluating your memories from the past where you had reacted. You had reacted with anger, and now maybe that is becoming resentment for you. Seeing that all is a state of reaction. So anger is a secondary emotion. So get back to the primary emotion, which is that you have faith, belief, and trust in truth of your own perception, your own experiences, and you have power over your experience and your interactions. It has to begin from that source. It has to come from that grounded space of confidence and certainty and knowing. And that oftentimes is the root feeling that you need to get to, that is primary to you, which is your congruency and your right as a human being, and not the reactive fear-based state. So it's a very fine line, but I want you to find that within yourself, and I want you to exercise that both in stock of your memories, looking back and saying, wow, I was quote unquote a victim there, or I was ignorant then, I was unknowing then, I was immature then, and I made mistakes, I made pouncing anger reactions, I did this and this, or I did this, my life took a turn here, my life took a twist there. So begin to reflect back with this state of metacognition, basically your ability, your mind's very higher level thinking ability to think about what you're thinking about, or evaluate your memories as well as your future, and see and look ahead from that level and say, wow, I see how this is being triggered. I'm just going to glide right past. I'm just going to slide. I've just got a glide to me where my feelings are going to glide by. They're not going to get caught up. They're not going to get hooked on that thorn. They're not going to get hooked on that, you know, what do you call it, like a sickle, where, you know, they're just trying to harvest people. You're not going to get caught by that. You're going to just glide through in certainty, trust, and faith in yourself. And oftentimes that comes from just the silence, and then from the very short, simple reactions, or saying, you know, that sure is tough, okay, or okay, you know, or just, you know, acknowledge, but don't have a guttural response. Hold on to your gut feeling and saying, I am not a victim. Say that internally to yourself, because your internal language is what is key and crucial here. So your word is law, and you need to honor and obey that, and realize that that is so crucial and important for you to develop that internal dialogue. And if you don't have it, then develop it. Begin the affirmations. The I am not a victim, I am a victor, I have triumphed, and I am grounded, and I'm not reactive. So the opposite of reactive is to be self-contained and to glide through and releasing fear. And I exist in the absence of fear. So sometimes it's the negation, it's the lack of, or kind of resisting of, that is your strength. So begin to pull strength from that, both looking back and looking forward, so you can anticipate not only the ruminations and saying, okay, you know, this is where I was hooked. I'm gliding through, and I'm now in a state of ceasing the fear. I'm existing in the absence of fear. And begin to just come to that space in your body. It's an energetic feeling. I know you can do this, and I want you to practice this statement, this affirmation, again and again and again, and again and again and again, and again and again and again, until it becomes part of your emotional repertoire, and no one can take that away from you. It is your buddy, Peace and Harmony, with you here today, and I hope that these videos do help. Please share and please subscribe for more great tools, videos, discussion, and support. Love you.